Welcome to Vegas Circle with Paki and Chris. Today in the circle, we got Mike Xavier. We're going to jump right into it, Mike. So,
what's going on, Mike? How you doing?
What's going on, fellas?
Man, we were so impressed with you. One of the first times we had seen you was at Beer Fest.
Yeah.
And as soon as we were walking in, because is when you were actually on the stage.
Right.
So we heard you spit, and Chris and I looked at each other like, yo, who in the hell?
Yeah, stopped immediately, dead in our tracks.
Yeah.
That was fun, man.
We had saw it, and we stopped, and immediately were like, man, I got to connect. We looked you up.
Right.
It was like, man, we got to connect with him and see what he's all about.
And what was that experience like for you over there?
It was cool, man. It was a lot of fun. And there was a lot of people there, too, man. They were expecting over 3,000 people.
Oh, wow.
So to see everybody come through and just to get the energy from that amount of people, I always look at it like, if I'm in front of a new crowd and a big crowd like that, it's awesome to see a positive response, like I saw that night, because people are singing back the songs. And I really got a lot of love after I got off stage. Matter of fact, security had to tell me to get off the stage.
Oh, damn.
Because normally when I finish a performance, I get a lot of people that kind of stop me.
Yeah.
And so right there, I couldn't even get off the stage because a lot of people were hitting me up and, showing me love and stuff like that. But it was cool because this is a new audience to me, and that helps me grow my audience,
Is that what the number was worth, 3,000? Or is that?
I was probably more than 3,000. I mean, they had over 3,000 tickets sold, I think the place holds like, 5,000, 4,500 or something like that. But it was a lot of people that I was in front of that have never heard of me before, Was
that the biggest crowd you've been a part of?
Yeah, probably in the day, man, because I don't know if there was 3,000 people at the time when I was on. It's either going to be that one or Life is Beautiful, where I've done, like 2,000. Yeah. Or I did in Compton. In Compton, I had like 2,000, probably a little over 2,000. Yeah, at a volunteer event, and I performed for all the volunteers. There was over 2,000 people there for sure.
And me and Chris were talking about that. One of the things we had noticed is you one of the most positive lyrically out
Thanks.
there. Is that what's your perspective? How did you? Were you always like that, or what made you just be?
I look at it like my. I want to appeal to everybody,
Mm-hmm.
and I think creatively you can do that, and I think it takes a little more skill to be able to do that,
Okay.
because it's easy to cuss, and just put words together like that, but to be able to do it in the way that I'm doing it, I think it's more beneficial for me, and it gives me more outlets to reach, you know what I mean? Because I could go perform on TV, and I could go perform at a church, or I can go perform at a KRS-One show or a game show or, whatever, and I don't got to change the songs or change the lyrics because people are still vibing to the music that I'm making.
So is it like a conscious decision for you to do?
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was more true to who I am.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So going the opposite would have been more trying to blend in versus doing what I'm doing, is for more longevity. You know what I'm saying?
You curse in your day-to-day life?
Not really, man. Nah.
That's good, man. But I think that was one of the biggest things that we noticed about you was that you're unique in that.
Yeah, for sure.
You're in your own lane and you're not trying to be nobody else.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and that was what we were noticing when we were listening to the lyrics, and I was hitting Chris like, yo, this dude's like literally the real deal, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
We're excited for you on that side. So then where'd you actually grow up at?
I grew up in LA, California, Southern California, really LA, but just like all over. Because when I was growing up, we ran through a lot of hard times. So it's like I moved to so many different cities when I was growing up. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Some people are like, where you from? It's like I'm probably where you're from and where your uncles and your cousins and everybody. I live where they live too. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been all over the place. Got
you. And then what made you want to be a musician? Is that?
I grew up with my brother doing it, and I just kind of got into what he was doing. And then I like music, I've always had a love for music. And even my mom had wrote me a note maybe like a month ago, and she was talking about how she remembers how I used to just be listening to Tupac in the room every day. I used to just sitting there just listening to him. Then finally I got my brother had got a settlement. He got a little bit of money, so he had bought a drum machine and a Korg Triton keyboard, and so I just started making beats.
Okay.
And so I would just make beats and just rapping, and then all your friends are hyping you up and stuff, and it was cool, man. I was doing my thing.
Do you still do music with your brother or?
Nah, I haven't. I haven't done music with my brother for a while now.
Okay.
He kind of stopped doing music. I mean, he always he still raps and stuff like that, but not the way I'm doing it right now, where I'm more like serious about it.
Yeah. Okay.
Would you ever bring him on?
I had him come on and perform at one of my shows last year, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was last year. I think it was last year. Last year he came at the bunkhouse and he did a freestyle. He was cool. He's really good. He's really good at freestyling, man. He's better than I am. He's really good at freestyling.
Okay.
And when we got in it, I was at the time helping him get more structured on songs because he would just be going off for 20 minutes rapping. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then we kind of got the song structure going.
What do you think it is that? Are you just come from a musical family, or is it something you and your brother just kind of like picked up on and decided to roll with?
Man, as far back as I can go, it's my brother.
Yeah.
Seeing my brother do that, you know? And then from then on, I just love music. So even when I wasn't doing music, because I wasn't feeling, you know, what I was making, I just started DJing. So I was always involved in music. I've been involved in music a long time, you know what I'm saying? I just love music, you know?
Okay. Do you go wide range? Do you listen hip hop, R&B?
Yeah.
Listening to rock?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially as a at the time as a DJ, you got to know, you know, everything. Yeah. And it makes it easier for you to really enjoy it and then be able to still vibe, you know what I'm saying? So if they want this kind of mix, this kind of music, and you also enjoy that music, it makes it easier for you to just do your thing too. But I think for me, and even with writing, because I'm listening to different types of music, it helps me like elevate it a little bit because now I'm more like capable of writing a certain way about certain subjects, or just understanding like this is how you do more songwriting instead of just rapping. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, how do you? What's your process like? Are you like Jay and Lil Wayne? How they just come in the booth and
nah,
or you do on your phone? Or you old school? Or you
nah. See, so me, way back then, I used to write it down, but now for a long time, I don't write them down anymore.
I was curious.
What I do is this is what I do, and I started this way back then, man. And at the time, I remember. I think I remember at the time that Jay-Z said he didn't do that. You know, he was just like, "Oh, I don't do that." Yeah. So then I'm like, "Man, I'm about to do that." You know what I'm saying? So I stopped writing it down, and then I would just keep reciting in my head. Like, let's just say I'll say like 4 bars, and I'll just kind of memorize those 4 bars enough to get past it real quick, and then add on a couple more bars. Then what I realized is that once I did that, I would be ready to go on the performance side of things because like I didn't have to memorize the verse. So normally, let's say you write it down, then you go in the booth, and then you got to like, you know, you're rapping and you're looking at the lyrics or your phone or whatever. Or when you're performing, you got to like go and, you know, learn the song again because you just did it real quick in the booth. But I feel like if you do it the way I'm doing, at least for me, is once I learn it, I perform it better when I'm recording, and then I perform it better live because like I don't have to remember anything. I already got it, you know.
Man,
the only drawback about that now is that the people like the lyrics, and since I don't write them down, I got to go back and write them down because other people want to read the lyrics. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because it's impactful. That's why I be because I'm a lyrical person. I mean, I like hearing the lyrics like we talked about before.
Right.
The Most Deaths and the Black Thoughts and all those
Especially
cats.
your type of music where it's strictly lyrically driven, where it's like, you know, that's what people want to hear.
Yeah.
Yep. And now I'm trying to remember, like, man, like I ask people, do you want to hear you want lyrics of the songs uploaded? Because I used to upload my lyrics. But then I started releasing so much music, and I didn't know if people really cared about it or not anyway. So I just kind of like, I let it die out, and I didn't do that anymore. But I asked them for this new album if they want to hear or want to read the lyrics online. They say, yeah.
I was personally going to tell you I would hear it.
Yeah. So I guess people like to read them. She likes to read them, and that's what people like to do. So the other day I had went and I started writing them all down. I spent like a couple hours writing them all down. But then I thought to myself, it's a new day. And so I just was like, yo, Siri. And I was like, I just started talking my lyrics. I finished like 3 songs in like 10 minutes, man. I spent hours writing them down. So now it's a little easier now that I think about it, because I didn't even think about that before. I used to just spend hours, and I'm like, why spend hours doing that? But now I did 3 songs in 10 minutes.
Remember it and rate it as you're going along.
I would just have to write it down. But now I just pulled up Siri real quick, and I just wrote them down on the notepad, and then that was it. I finished 3 songs. So now I'm with it. I could put the lyrics. Not a problem.
That's what's up. So that's going to lead us to, I know your brother's impacted you. That's probably one of the most impactful people to you. Who's your top 5 MCs, man? I know we talked a little bit about it before, but we want it on record. So. Yeah,
that's funny because now I don't even know if I would say the same ones I said before, but Pac, J. Cole, Nas, Jay-Z, what's that, 4?
Yeah.
You know who's dope, man? So many, but Big Pun is really dope too, man. I mean, there's a lot of people.
I don't think Big Pun gets enough credit, man.
No, I don't think so, man. But see, me, I just thinking about it like that nostalgic feeling.
Yeah.
I used to be banging Big Pun, man. Yeah. You know, Big L, Guru. I used to be banging Guru. I mean, yeah, Gangstar, man. I mean, there's so many people. Like, I don't know. It's hard to even say like a top 5. Like I really don't even look at it that way, to be honest, because I feel like everybody is dope. You know, there's so many, and that's what's beautiful about music or being an artist. Is like everybody could be dope. You don't have to have 5. You know what I'm saying?
Like it's what impacted you the most. Like who? That's where I think
what impacted me the most for sure was Pac.
Okay. Yeah.
Cause I would always Pac, Big. I used to listen to Pac and Big all the time. Nas and Jay-Z. Man, just.
What'd you think? And we didn't talk about this before. What did you think about 444 album?
444. That's Jay-Z's. Oh, I liked it. Yeah, I liked it.
You liked it? Yeah.
I liked it. I mean, I like Jay-Z, man. I think he has certain songs where it's like all right, but I feel like there's a lot of ones where he has it just like I was like that. You know, I like what he's saying. Okay. Like the Black album has some really good lines on it. Reasonable Doubt is a classic to me, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he just has some the way he put it together, you know what I'm saying? It's like, man, that's nice, man.
That's what I've been so impressed with. I know we're gonna get in a little too about Lil Wayne because he's a big Lil Wayne fan. But that's the most impressive that I've seen is that his growth. Right. That's similar to yourself. Like you listen to a lot of your music and you show growth each time. Right. Like you're getting better. Like I listened to that song Crown. Straight fire. Right. Thank you. What made you have Barack open up? And caught me off guard. And I was like, wait a minute, is that I had to play it back. Like,
it's funny you caught that because some people be thinking that's Martin Luther.
I listened, as soon as I heard, I said, that's Obama. I played it again. I said, okay.
You know, I like that kind of stuff, man, because one of the things for me is I always say, what helped change my life to what it is now is I listen to a lot of motivational speeches.
There you go.
And I'm just always taking that in. So if I'm ever feeling some type of way, I'm not feeling, I'm feeling down or whatever, that'll just change me right back up. You know, I go to YouTube, type something in, and I hear something that's going to change my life because you just get it back together, you know? And so with that, with the whole idea of the song, it's just about, going, and the first starts with, you say you got a dream, but is it coming true? Because it's okay to talk, but you got to do. So it was kind of like, when he was talking about that, it's like, where you are right now isn't where you're going to end up, like keep working, Sure, yeah. I just thought it was like an important message to put out there. And you know what? I always think it's funny because it's like, I got Rock in there, you know what I'm saying? Not that I got his permission to do that, you know what I'm saying? Sure, at the same time, I always think like, if he ever heard this, or like when I put people on music like that, I wonder if they'd really be tripping, or if they'd be like, you know what, I like that. I wouldn't think so. You know what I mean?
When you see that, you see Barack was showing Jay-Z love.
Right.
Jeezy did something.
Right.
Back in the day.
He put my president is black.
Yeah. So there was no
I don't think you need to get his permission because he's a public figure.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying, and it's a public speech. Yeah. And my thing is like, at the end of the day, I'm just pushing your message in a way that you might not be reaching people. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not for Barack, but because we be reaching everybody. But like, I have some other stuff in there too. On this new album where it's like, most people that are listening to my music, they're not listening to what I put on the album. But because I did the album and I put that on there, they're probably going to take away from that. And that message is reaching more people, So I don't think people will be mad at it. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to inspire people.
That's good, man. I'm happy to see that. And then, what barriers do you think you had to overcome, just in the music industry, just in general?
The music industry, is difficult, man, in so many ways, but you got to have thick skin. And you gotta be able to build yourself back up, and because you keep getting knocked down, and you might be the one that's knocking you down. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by that is like, let's say somebody's trying to get on the show. Like I've been on shows that I see other people that are like, oh, I want to get on that, but they haven't had a chance or whatever. So sometimes they let's say they email you, and then they don't get a response. Then they're like, oh man, like they don't like me or this and that, or like nobody, you know what I'm saying? And you start beating yourself up. But you just got to keep going, man, and get thick skin for that. Because, like, a lot of stuff that I've tried to accomplish, have been trying to do it, So, like, I've been trying to, like, get through the booking agents or get through to book a show and all these things like that. And nobody's hitting me back. You know what I'm saying? And somehow I just keep on going. You know what I'm saying? So those are the barriers. It's not getting a response. Matter of fact, yesterday I got a response. I emailed the booking agent because I'm trying to connect with the booking agent right now. And I said, hey, we'd love for you to come check out this show. And this guy's he's a real deal, man. I respect this guy. He wrote back and said, nah, man, I'm not looking for new clients. But I respect that and I appreciate that because he just said straight up, hey, I'm not looking for new clients right now, but good luck. Thanks a lot. And I can respect that. Yeah. And the same guy I had hit him up and I emailed him before to ask him if I can open for another artist that's really dope and some of the I would get in front of a good crowd of. And he was like, real quick, same day, maybe within the hour, was like, hey man, sorry, we already got it locked down, but thanks a lot. I'll let you know if we got something going on. But I respect him just responding because I get this so many times where they don't even reply. Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes I know they got it because they check something out or whatever and they don't give you a simple response. And that's, you got to get used to that. But it's like when you get a response, even when it's no, you appreciate it.
You're going to remember that.
Yeah. I went back to him like, hey man, you're a solid guy. I respect you for that, man. Good. Thanks a lot. Just for the reply.
I keep hearing that more and more where it's kind of like where you started and the people that either disrespect you or didn't respect you.
Right.
It's always going to come back.
Oh, yeah.
Ring, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're going to see that one day, be like, yeah, I remember. You know
right.
What I mean? So that's good, man. And then do you feel like it's tough being a local artist here in Las Vegas? I know you're starting to move and go to different states and things like that and out of the country, but is it tough being here or?
Nah, the only thing that I think that's difficult is we're not around a community of other people in the industry necessarily. So it's like, if I was in LA, for example, it would probably be easier for me to get one or two booking agents to maybe come check out the show, or at least for example, because I'm a go-getter, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to go and get it however I need to. So if I'm in Vegas and I'm emailing this dude at so-and-so booking agency downtown and I'm just not getting no response from this guy whatsoever, eventually I'm going to go down to so-and-so booking agency company or whatever, go into the office and be like, hey, I'm looking for Jake, where's Jake at, whatever, and just try to connect with them in person somehow. Or I'll be, scoping the scene and I'll see if they got a party or whatever. I'm going to go try to connect with that person in person. Yeah. You know what I mean? But we don't necessarily have that here in Vegas because there's nobody doing that out here like that, But in LA, I can hear about a networking party that's going on in Hollywood where they're going to have certain type of people and just go over there and try to connect. Yeah. And that face-to-face is priceless, because they could get an email and care less who you are. But you might meet them and you just click, you talk to them, the vibe right. Yep. And they might be like, hey, here's my card, man. You ever need a booking agent, whatever, just let me know. Mm-hmm. Yep. And you have those doors that might open up. And via email online, it's a lot more difficult to do that.
Yeah. And we had noticed too, you were homeless at one point.
Right.
How did that happen?
Man, you just an
adult, right?
Yeah. I mean, up and down, man. And I think I always think looking back on it, would I have changed anything? But then it's I wouldn't be where I'm at right now because really going through that whole thing, I made some great music out of it. You know what I'm saying? That makes you hungry again. It makes you think you just don't want to go back to that. You know what I'm saying? And all the songs that people really like me for now was the result of what I went through. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what I learned now that I'm not going back to that, So it's just a reminder to just, hey, from here on out, just stay on point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I heard a long time ago they say great struggle brings great ambition.
Oh yeah.
That obviously holds true in your situation where you go through it and
you learn a lot, man, and you just realize you know where to go but up here. From now on, are you just going up?
Yeah, because you see that more and more, with the Kevin Harts of the world and the Dave Chappelle's of the world. Even on the comedy side, it's the darkest secrets or whatever you want to call it. All those dark times make it so funny.
Right.
Yeah. It's their what do you call it? It's their stress relief.
Right.
When they go on stage, probably similar to yourself. When you get on and you writing or whatever, it's your diary on out in the open. You know what I mean? So that's powerful.
It's fun, man. When I'm on stage and even just thinking about it, when I talk about the stuff that I talk about, people, I realize other people are going through it. Yeah. So when I was going through it, man, I didn't talk about it as much because you think you're the only one going through it. Yeah. So when I was going through it, for example, I would go to work sometimes when I finally got a job and trying to still get back on get back on my feet.
Yeah.
I'm going to work with like quarters, you know what I'm saying? Like I got nothing. I would go to work on E and hope I can make it back on E. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I only got like $1, so it's like, do I put $2 in gas?
Yeah.
Or do I get something to eat? I've had times where do I pay the rent or do I get some food so we can eat? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but then I realized I'm talking about that, and I realized other people are going through that, and it helped out. You know, there's a line that I say.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There's this one line that I say. I love this line because I think it's like the realest. Where I said, I slide my debit card as credit. No, I say out of gas, a couple dollars in the tank. Slide my debit card as credit with no money in the bank.
Damn.
So damn, all these overdraft fees is really adding up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's reality. I mean,
that's reality, man.
Yeah, that's reality.
That's one of my favorite lines because it's just so true, man. Because I know I've had those times where I don't got no money, but I'm gonna have to slide it as credit so I can just put some gas. You know?
That's a crazy decision to have to make.
Yep.
Straight up. And you a single dad too, so you were homeless with your son.
Yeah, I was single dad for a while, man. Until I got my beautiful girl Katie right here. Let me give her some love. You know?
There you go.
But yeah, man. His mom lives in California, and I'm out here, and it's just been like it's hard, you know. As a single parent, it's hard, you know. And even when the parents not necessarily all the way gone, but you know, his mom was in California, so it's like it's a whole different sacrifice. Where it's like if he's sick, I don't have nobody to watch him. I got to be at home, so now I'm not at work. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's a whole different thing.
And when you're raising, I mean, how old is your son? If you're my
10. He just turned 10. Yeah.
He's paying attention to everything.
Right.
So, you know, Chris and I, one of the things we were looking at is when we were listening to your music, we were so surprised you didn't curse. And what made you not do that? Because your son, or just
yeah. I mean,
I know you're trying to be different, so that was.
I mean, there's so many reasons to it, really, like, and they're all beneficial. There's so many more positives than anything. I mean, I don't even see any negatives to it, you know what I mean? But, like, yeah, my son listens to the music, my nephew listens to the music, and at the time they're younger, too. They're, like, you know, 7, 5, 6, you know what I'm saying? And they're still vibing to it, and I just wanted something that I could be proud of. You know, that's another big thing, too. I just wanted something that I could be proud of. So now I'm cool, you know. Now I could go to talk to whoever and wherever, and they ask me about the music, and yeah, check out my music. You know, I'm more proud of it today than I was before.
So I know that you do like motivational speaking. Also, do you think the fact that you're not putting those lyrics in there gives you like different opportunities? So you might do a church, and next, like, hey, you want to come and do a motivational speech for us?
Right. Yeah. Like I'm gonna be talking to some middle school students and like 3 weeks now, you know, and
in
like
Vegas
in Vegas, yeah,
Good.
down the street here actually, one of these middle schools.
Okay.
And I did for House of Blues, I did what was it? What do they call that? Like a session, like a breakout session.
Okay.
And I was talking to them about building a brand, and I did some motivational speaking in the beginning, and then I performed. So I don't have no boundaries like that, you know, like. Tomorrow I'm going to San Francisco for a fundraiser that's all positive hip hop, and it's one of those things where I get a lot of people that they're like, I don't normally like rap or hip hop or whatever, but I love what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know, and that's just because sure I'm rapping and that's still maybe kind of new to them, but it's what I'm talking about that makes the difference to them, you know?
Is that why you think that's why you know, you've been able to open up for people like Rakim and, you know, just pioneers in there. I think you opened for with Mobb Deep.
Yeah.
All these games. How have you been able to do that and still hold your own? You know what I mean?
You know why? Because the music, the lyrics are about life, and they're based off emotion.
Gotcha.
And no matter who you are, I've had some guys that are like thugged out.
Yeah.
You know, get in an argument with you, they might take some shots at you, you know what I'm saying? Literally.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, dog, like, man, your music really had me almost about to cry, homie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they're like, they're like that, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it doesn't matter who you are or what your background is, because at some point you've felt sad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some point you've been down, or you felt good, or you felt like your homie was really your homie, but then he turned out not to be your homie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter what your nationality is, what your background is, because we all have these same emotions.
Sure.
And so when I'm talking about those emotions in my music, it doesn't see any color, it doesn't see any nationality or anything like that. It just speaks to who you are. And no matter where you come from, you have those type of emotions. So I think it doesn't matter. So when I'm at a game show, or a rock show, or I'm at a school or a church, and I might say something that connects with you, it's going to connect across the board. It doesn't matter where it's at.
So do you go with like makes it a little bit different because, you know, you talk about the emotional aspect of when you're creating the music. It seems different when you're actually, like, you consciously make a decision to attack these emotions from people, or is it like you might be feeling that way at the time you're writing it?
Nah, I'm making a conscious decision at the time of whatever the song idea becomes, you know? So it's like, not too often am I like, I want to make a song about this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like I'll hear an instrumental and kind of vibe to it, and then that'll like something will come to me. You know what I mean?
Bring out the emotion from you.
It'll bring out the emotion. Like it'll make me feel like, oh, you know, I feel like this is this kind of song. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then that's what I'll write about. What's changed in my writing style, more specifically, is where everything's more cohesive. Mm-hmm. Where it's not like I'm gonna write a song about breaking up. The chorus is like, man, I just broke up with my girl and blah blah blah. Yep. And that's the chorus, and then on the verse, I go from I just broke up to my girl to like I'm just rolling down the street in the caddy. You know what I'm saying? It don't even make sense. Everything just stays the same now for the most part, you know? And unless I'm just kind of being playful with it, but for the most part, it's like
you're on point.
It stays cohesive. So I get a subject, and then I just take it from there.
What's your take on now with music? Just it's abundance of music. I mean, you can just listen to wherever, SoundCloud or Spotify, whatever you want, YouTube or whatever. I remember what I loved about like MySpace is you always had like, you know what I mean? You always had the people that independent people you didn't know where they were at, and they just had fire on you know on their page. But what's your take on like the mumble rap and all of that right now? You know, how you feeling that? You know,
it's probably one of those things where it's trend setting, you know, and that's the trend, you know, and it's one of those things that I don't think it'll last forever. You know what I mean? It's like people come and go, artists come and go because something changes, and I think more so like what Jay-Z said, it's like just be authentic, and that's how you get that longevity. That's how you last, and that's why people are still into J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar, because it wasn't like they just got hot real quick and then that was it. Off of one thing. That's what they've been doing. Takes them a little longer, takes them a little longer, but then they stay longer. So it takes longer, but you stay longer. Or you might get this one quick, all of a sudden viral thing, but there's no base, you know? There's nothing that's built up under that. So you come up and then you go down, you know?
What's that J. Cole song that he just made, dissing mumble rap?
Right. Yeah.
Which one?
Shoot, I can't.
You're not talking about the 1985?
Yeah.
I love that song.
Yeah, J. Cole is a beast, man. But it's funny when you mention like Jay-Z, like where you would see T-Pain and people like that have had to, the auto-tune had to reinvent themselves.
Right.
Getting voice coaches and things like that to be able to do that. So
and you know what, like it's funny, like I submit my music to a lot of blogs.
Okay.
And
get that.
Just to try. And like the responses that I get from them are wild, man. I mean, I understand it's like a matter of opinion, but when you hear what they're saying just from different people, they're like, they want more of today or more this and that and stuff like that. But it doesn't last, you know what I'm saying? Because the people love it.
Yeah.
I get the response from the people, but you'll get like a gatekeeper, if you will, and they'll be like, nah, that's not hot. That's not going to go. You know what I mean?
I'm glad you're saying that, because I was listening. Black Thought, I love. That's one of my favorite artists, and I like how he talks about a lot of that all the time, where he's like, when he makes an album and things, like, you know, he just came out with two albums back to back. He's not listening to what else is out there.
Right.
He's just doing music where it feels right. And I like how you're doing that too.
Yeah, see, that's my thing too. It's like I listen to my album that I have right now, and I'm feeling it, you know? And I feel confident that I could come back to this album and listen to it in 5 years or 10 years and still be feeling it.
Yeah.
And I'd rather have that than like trying to make something that's, you know, going to go hot right now and then that's it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I try to be versatile in what I do, but that's not the whole part of me, you know what I mean? The whole part of me is just making music that I want to last forever, you know?
There you go. That's the goal. So to flip it a little bit, you moved to Vegas. How long ago did you move to Vegas?
I moved to Vegas in late 2015.
Okay, so you've been out for 3 years.
Yeah, it's been about 3 years. Yeah. So in April of this year, it'll be 3 years since I started pushing my music out here.
You like it better than California?
Man, you know what? It's they both have their give and takes, you know what I'm saying? Vegas is a lot easier, so I think people that come outside, you know, like how I came in here, I'm seeing like it's kind of like people that come from another country and they come to America and they're like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like you can do all this, like I'm about to grind hard. You know what I'm saying? Like you about to do your thing. Yeah. So it's like it's definitely hard in LA. So when you come to Vegas and you see like just opportunities, you just go and get them. You know what I'm saying? You're like, so you just go out and get them. If I were to go to LA, the reason why it's hard, now I'll just give you an example. So it's like, and I was just talking to her about it last night. It's like, LA is so big, so when you're like, hey, I'm doing a show, it's asking a lot of people. Yeah. Because you're like, hey, you might live, because LA's so expensive, you might live, like, let's just say, I was giving an example. Let's say where we at,
Empire.
Like the M Resort. What's the one, or like the other one? Like M Resort. It's like, you might have to be like, hey, you live in downtown, or you live by the M Resort because that's affordable, whatever. Yeah. Can you come to my show in downtown? And now they got to drive like 45 minutes over here, and then 45 minutes back. Then they got to pay for parking and the traffic. So it's like, it's hard in that regard where it's like, when you ask somebody to come to a show, the ticket price is more expensive also, but then it's really a mission to come to your show. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's harder, and I give respect to people in LA that are doing like that, because it is harder to get people to come out to shows. You know what I mean? It's hard because it's more expensive. The venues aren't as nice either. Like, we got nicer venues in LA. You know, in Vegas, we got nicer venues, unless you're at the real big venues in LA. And most artists, they're not getting to those venues. So you're getting them to come down to a more rundown venue. You know what I mean? And it's just, Vegas has a lot of like good venues that they're letting the local acts get into, you know?
That's what's up, man. What's some of your favorite local spots here in Vegas here?
Oh, man. I got them all from top to bottom, man. So, like, I love Bunkhouse. I love Vinyl, where I'm having my show. I love House of Blues. I love Brooklyn Bowl. Yeah. You know, like, those are all, like, the spots. The space is cool. I mean, I've been everywhere out here, you know, but, like, Bunkhouse, it's just real chill, man. Everybody's friendly. It's all good. They show love to everybody. It's more like a kind of like that go-to community spot, you know what I mean, say, if you will. And then Vinyl's like that medium-sized venue that it's like, for an artist, like, that's your next level up. Like, you really, you know, you can't wait to do it there. And then obviously House of Blues, man. House of Blues is like legendary, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're at House of Blues, and then like, you got Santana playing at House of Blues, you know what I mean? Sure. And then at Brooklyn Bowl, you got everybody coming through at Brooklyn Bowl. So it's like, I love all these venues, man.
So when you're not performing, do you still go to those places for fun, or?
Oh yeah, when I can, man. So like, here's the thing, man. Like, I am always working.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, for example, this guy hit me up earlier today, and he's like, "Hey, Mike, I've been coming to a few of your shows. I'm a big fan, and I love what you're doing, man. I've been watching you for a while now." And he's like, "I got a show on Friday night at the Bunkhouse."
Word.
And he was like, "Man, I would love for you to just come and check out my show, and if you could give me any pointers or whatever, let me know. You know, I appreciate it." So outside of the fact that I got to be in San Francisco tomorrow, and I don't know what time I'm coming back Friday yet, because this is a 10-hour drive, you know what I'm saying? Any other situation, I would be like, yeah, man, I'll come through. Because I respect when people ask, you know what I'm saying? I don't always have the time to just be like, yo, I'm going to go out there and do your thing, because I feel like if you don't ask, it's probably not that important.
Yeah.
And somebody asked me, "Hey, Mike, like, how do I get people to come to my shows?"
Yeah.
And I told him, honestly, man, if you want somebody to come, ask them personally. If it's that important, you're going to ask them personally.
Yeah, true.
If you're not really tripping on it, like, I've had situations where I'm just going to put it up there because, you know, just to help out, whatever. You'll put it up there, but it's not really that big of a deal whether you come or not, you know. So ask. And there's other people that feel entitled. On the flip side, there's artists who are like, nobody comes to my shows, nobody does, but they don't never ask. They just want to put up a flyer.
Yeah.
Nobody's seen you do work. Nobody knows what you got going on. You think you're the greatest performer, but they don't really know that. You know what I'm saying? Because they never see you. So they're not going to be like, oh, so and so has a show, I'm about to go to this. It's not really like that. Like, you know, if it's important, ask. So it was important for this guy. So if he asked me, I'll be there. You know, I'll go try to support if I can, you know? So I understand. Ask for support, and I support when I can, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
And you were saying before we were getting started, we're talking off the air, is so Bunkhouse has open mics on Wednesday nights? Or is it
I'm hosting open mic.
Oh, you're
It's
hosting.
my open mic, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so they have some random times. I don't know when they have them, but they do have some open mics.
Okay.
It might be like as a filler, just let's get something going on, you know what I mean? And which is cool. As a matter of fact, the first time I went to Bunkhouse was for open mic.
Okay.
You know? And that was just real chill. I mean, it wasn't that popping, but it was just like something to do, you know?
Gotcha.
And, but I think it's like a different vibe, you know? So with my event, it's more like a curated thing. And I think it's more open arms to the urban community, if you will, because like all, you know, you got the rappers that are coming out, and you got the R&B singers, and you know what I'm saying, like they're coming out, and like I feel like it's their night, so they feel more comfortable, and you can network, and so that's going on Wednesday the 23rd. But that's my way of trying to like help other people get on and get the experience, because you need that experience as just performing, you know, because like I started open mics, and even watching my first show I did at Bunkhouse, I can't even watch it, man.
It's terrible.
Nah, I mean, I think it was, man. I think it was. And looking back, I thought I was tight. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, I thought I was tight. But she'll tell you, man, like, I look at the video, she might still have one, and I'm like, oh, man, turn that off, man. But you got to grow. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, you think you're ready, and you're not sometimes, you know what I'm saying? So at the time, I thought I was killing it, man. And in comparison to what was going on at the time, I probably was, but me looking at it now, I'm like, I can't, man. That's embarrassing looking at the video.
That was a rough.
That was a trip, man. So do you plan to stay in Vegas, or what's your plan here?
Yeah, man, I think I'm staying in Vegas. I'm working on building a team and stuff like that, but I feel like ultimately, man, the best thing to do for me would be to just grow online.
Okay.
Because, I mean, if we're talking like everything works out perfectly, I'm growing online to the point where I can go to any city.
There you go.
And do a show. Because I've had this conversation before.
Is that what you're getting at?
Yeah. Because, I mean, really when you think about it, it's like this. Look, I came to Vegas. I built up a real solid foundation in Vegas. I'm cool in Vegas. But if I go to LA, it's like I got some fans out there, but really to get to the point where I'm at now, I still got to start all over. That could take me another 2 years. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Whereas I just got to work on building like an online foundation to where, you know, eventually I got millions of streams and so on and so forth, and millions of views, to where it's like now it's not that hard, where I could book a tour and go New York, LA, Vegas, Phoenix, whatever, real quick, San Diego, 5, 6 cities, whatever, 10 cities, and I got people that are going to come out already. I don't got to go and build, and now they're more eager to see me, because now I ain't never been there, but now they're like, I got people asking me to go all different cities, whatever, but now it's like, if you don't ever go there, and then you build up, and then eventually you announce a show there, you might have 500 people that now want to come see you in San Diego. You know what I'm saying? So I think this is fine to be the home base and just build online, you know?
So what's your driving factor in music, or just out of curiosity? Is it just to get your message out to the people?
My drive factor?
Yeah, because, you know, it's like, are you money driven? Are you looking to get out there just to have people hear what you're trying to say?
I'm just trying to reach people with my music, man. You know, I feel like this is my purpose now. So I feel like for me, I always felt like if I go way back to like how I got back into it all again, it's like people were so touched by the music that I hadn't even recorded yet. I was just sharing acapellas with them and stuff, and people would start crying. Matter of fact, there's a girl who is going to my show in San Francisco tomorrow. Who she inspired one of the songs, and I was reading one of her stories. You know, she was telling me her story, but she was like really touched by the song, and it touched people so much that I kind of felt like it was like a disservice to people and like my gift if I didn't put it out. You know what I'm saying? I felt like what a waste that would be. You know what I'm saying? You know, I said like it's like if you're really smart, good mind is terrible thing to waste. So it's like what a shame it would be to not use what talent that I've given and put it out there to impact other people's lives. And I kept thinking that over and over and over again when I first got into it. So then it became this mission to just get the music out. And then one thing just leads to another, and then you realize, like, you know, this is what you got to do. This is it right now, you know? So just got to keep going. Money, I'm not motivated by money right now, man. If I could make money, if I was really out there, that was my mind was focused on, I could make money. But I'm not focused on that right now. And then even with this music thing, eventually more money comes than you know what to do with, you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
but that's why it's because you got a passion for it,
right?
For the right reason. It's always going to come back full circle.
It's like Steve Jobs said, you got to love what you're doing, because if you don't, you just get tired. Because you get beat down so much, and you're not getting paid. You're not doing nothing. You get beat down so much by it. If you don't really love it, then you're just gonna give up on it.
I know last time we talked, you mentioned something about. I was trying to recap it because you mentioned it. It just stuck with me after last time we spoke. Was it was almost like karma comes back in fold and pays you back in a way. I can't remember. I couldn't remember the exact words that you said.
Was it a lyric?
No, it was you just talking.
Yeah. Oh man,
it was like, you building something, and eventually you'll reap the rewards about it. And it was like, and it stuck with me for a couple of days.
Yeah, I wonder what I said, man. That's good. See, but that stuck with you, man.
What you said. Yeah.
You know, that's like, I don't know, like for me, like when I tell people come to my shows, right? And I'm just basing this off of what other people have told me that have been at my shows.
Yeah.
So let's say, for example, I talk to somebody and I'm like, hey man, you should come to the show. And they're like, whatever. I'm like, listen, it's going to be a great experience for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm basing that off of somebody else telling me that, hey Mike, I went to your show, and ever since I went to your show, you inspired me, man. And now I'm doing my own thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And now, to me, I'm like, listen, if you need a boost, you need something that you haven't experienced before, come to the show. Because I'm probably going to say something that stuck with you like it did then, where you just left and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna do this. It's kind of like when Pac said, and I thought that was cool that he said that. He's like, I might not change the world, but I'll spark the brain that might do it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like sometimes I'm out there and I'm just talking, trying to get a message out there, and maybe one of these things sticks with somebody.
Yeah.
And they really go off and do something else, and it changes their whole life, and it changes the people around them life, you know?
Yeah.
And like when I did a performance talking at House of Blues for these high school students, and I'm thinking, man, I wonder if these kids are even like tripping on what I'm saying. You know, I wonder if they're even like taking in what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But so many of them out there, they're listening to it, and it's affecting them. And I had these young kids that are like 15, 16, and they're like, man, what you're saying really hit me, and it really inspired me and stuff like that. So it's like you could really like impact people's lives, you know, with what you're saying.
I think you can.
Yeah.
Because we talk about lyrics and stuff. I mean, I was just talking to my man in the barbershop about it. We were saying that, you know, a lot of the artists ain't even popping pills like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? But they talking about syrup and all this craziness. You know what I'm saying? But that's definitely impacting the kids, where you feel like that's all you want to do is just turn up all the time.
Right.
You know?
And see, it's like I heard somebody was like made a song or something, and they were like, you know, talking about killing and murdering and all this, you know, drugs and stuff like that. And in my mind, I'm thinking like, there's people that make it out like that, but slim, you know, very slim, where it's like, it got to be something really like viral in a sense.
Yeah.
But if not, it's really not getting you anywhere.
Hey, who you trying to appeal to? I'm trying to murder nobody.
You gotta think like, one thing that helps me is I look at this as a business, you know?
100%.
Because it's a business. So I think like, you gotta have the right product to sell. And you gotta have like a movement or something going on, you know? Something that people can like attach themselves to, just besides a trend or whatever, you know?
You know, after our last meeting, I quoted you a few different times to people.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
So your long-term outlook that's what it is. It's touching the people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's good, man.
Like I could go on and I could just be a motivational speaker, but I have this catalog of music that is still just finding people. It's just organically finding people, and it's still touching people's lives. Like that could be here to stay.
Yeah.
And that could stay forever. You know what I'm saying? That could be around for who knows what's coming on in the future, but that could go on for like, 20, 30 years, where somebody else has heard that and they're like, yo, this is classic. Yeah, like the crowd. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's still gonna be the same emotion 10 years from now, you know?
That's what's up, man. And there was a couple of things I was looking at, as far as music, but I know you've got your upcoming show, Vinyl. Shout that out. So Vinyl, you got a show, Hard Rock, February 1st? Friday,
February 1st, first Friday of February.
Okay. At
the Hard Rock Hotel at Vinyl, which is inside the Hard Rock Hotel.
Okay. What should people expect?
Oh man, it's gonna be an incredible show, man. Okay. I'm really excited, man. I'm hyped, and I feel like everybody that is in the scene is coming out. So I feel like the who's who of the city is going to be there, you know what I'm saying? That it's in our field, you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
I'll be there for sure.
It's going to be a great networking event. It's going to be a party. I feel like it's a party for the city because I know so many people that are coming out, and it's like, I talked to this guy today about doing some interviews and stuff like that. And it's like everybody's going to be there, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I feel like he was like, it's something for the city. Because for me, look, I've been watching everybody, and I see what's going on. I'm always learning. And like, to have the venue be sold out, 750 people.
And you added more.
Right. I added more, because I was at 700. So to be at 750, it's like, for the people that are still trying to get where I'm at, they can see that it's possible now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because some of them are still trying to get to the smaller venues. So to see where I started at the open mics too.
Yeah.
So to see me go from the open mics, go through all the circuits or whatever, and now I'm at this sold out show. There's hundreds of people there. Now they could be like, yo, I could do it. It's like they said, like setting a speed record way back in the day or something. They used to just be like, nah, you can't go faster than this.
The 4-minute mile.
Yeah. And it was like, you can't go faster than this. And somebody was like, why not? You know?
Yeah.
And they were just like, they just went and did it. So everybody thought it was impossible until that person who was just like, nah, you could do it.
Yeah.
So it's like, they might be looking at this like, nah, they're not going to let me get into vinyl. They're not going to let me do that. They're going to hate on me. They're going to this and that. You know what I'm saying? But now they're going to see it's possible.
It's all
you know?
your mind, man.
Yeah.
That's all your mind, man. Man, we appreciate you taking the time out, man, just to actually meet with us, man. Your future is bright.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
Your future is bright, man.
Yeah. Thank you.
One thing we want to shout out is I know a big thing for you is becoming a Grammy.
Right.
And we're going to speak that into existence.
Hey, speak that into existence, man. Yeah.
And you heard it here first, and we say that for you.
Yes. I appreciate it, man.
Is there a vote? Can we vote?
Yeah.
Man, I was just talking to this attorney. I got this meeting coming up, and I'm trying to file the paperwork to get in the academy.
There you go.
So I can, submit for Grammys and stuff like that, But yeah, you just got to keep going, man. And
Speaking it, yeah.
You got to dream big. You know what I'm saying? Don't sell yourself short. Because if you think you can't, you're right. Because you're cutting yourself off already. But if you see it, nobody can stop you but you, man.
That's what's up, man. Well, we're gonna keep supporting you, man. So where can people find you at? Shout out your websites and
yeah. So my website is Mike Xavier Music. I'm on Spotify or Google, whatever. Just search for Mike Xavier on Spotify or Apple Music, and I'm on Instagram at Mike Xavier Music or YouTube. A lot of people use YouTube, man.
100%.
So
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, I'm on YouTube, man.
And we got your links on our website as well.
Cool.
Yeah, so you can definitely
VegasCircle.com.
check us out. We're at thevegascircle.com. We got you linked on.
Cool.
there.
And just one more time, shout out, you got a CD coming out. And
I got an album called Still Dreaming coming out on Friday, February 1st. It'll be everywhere.
Perfect.
And then the show is Friday, February 1st at Vinyl inside the Hard Rock Hotel.
Okay.
Information for the show, if you hear this early enough, because it's about to sell out, is at XavierShows.com.
Okay.
Yeah, XavierShows.com.
Well, we definitely will shout you out there, and we'll hit you on our Instagram. We'll repost it at the Vegas Circle Podcast. We're on LinkedIn and Twitter.
Appreciate it.
Man, we appreciate you taking the time.
Of course. Thank you, brothers. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Appreciate it.